Have you ever stopped to wonder, what is happening in Ethiopia today? It's a question that beckons us to unravel a complex tapestry of challenges and realities. A land of rich history and diverse cultures, Ethiopia today faces a myriad of issues that are as stark as they are poignant. In the eastern part of Africa, this country is home to millions who do not have access to clean drinking water, a basic necessity that most of us take for granted. It's a place where tribal wars are not the tales of the past, but the harsh realities of the present. The echoes of conflicts rattle through the highlands and the lowlands, resonating in the hearts and minds of its people. It's a country where the symphony of life is underscored by the dissonant notes of weapon clatter, a chilling melody carried even by the hands of children. But to paint an accurate picture, to truly understand the current state of affairs, we need to journey back in time. Ethiopia's history is as rich as it is complex. This landlocked East African nation is known as the cradle of humanity, with archaeological discoveries dating back over 3 million years. It's a country where ancient traditions meet a dynamic present. One can't discuss Ethiopia's history without mentioning the Solomonic dynasty. This dynasty, tracing its roots back to King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, ruled Ethiopia for many centuries, fostering a unique blend of Christian and indigenous cultures. The empire's reach and influence were vast, its rulers considered messengers of the divine. But Ethiopia's history took a sharp turn in the late 19th century when it faced invasion from Italy. The Battle of Adwa in 1896 saw Ethiopia successfully repel Italian forces, securing its place as the only African nation to resist European colonization during the scramble for Africa. This victory was a beacon of hope for African nations under colonial rule. The mid-20th century marked the reign of Emperor Haile Selassie. His rule brought significant modernization to the country, but it was also marred by famine, civil unrest, and allegations of autocracy. The emperor's reign ended abruptly in 1974 when he was ousted by the Derg, a military junta. The Derg era, characterized by socialist policies and brutal repression, left a lasting impact on the nation. Throughout its history, Ethiopia has been a tapestry of diverse ethnic groups and cultures. The country is home to over 80 different ethnic groups, each with its own unique language and traditions. This ethnic diversity, while a source of richness, has also been a source of tension and conflict. In a nutshell, Ethiopia's history is a blend of ancient civilizations, dynastic rule, colonial resistance, and turbulent modernization. Its story is a testament to the resilience and determination of its people. The past has shaped the present, and nowhere is this more evident than in Ethiopia. The Cold War may have ended on a global scale, but its echoes still reverberate in Ethiopia. A power play between two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, the Cold War had a profound impact on the geopolitics of the entire globe. Ethiopia was no exception. During this tense period, Ethiopia found itself embroiled in a fierce conflict known as the Ogaden War with neighboring Somalia. The Ogaden War, a territorial dispute over the Ogaden region, was, in many ways, a proxy war, a battlefield for Cold War ideologies. The superpowers, eager to expand their spheres of influence, intervened, exacerbating the conflict. The Soviet Union, for instance, threw its support behind Mengistu's regime in Ethiopia. This intervention was not merely diplomatic or ideological, it was military. Soviet support bolstered Ethiopia's military capabilities, tipping the scales in its favor. The defeat of Somalia in the Ogaden War marked the beginning of the end for Siad Barre's regime. However, Ethiopia's victory came at a high cost. The country was left with internal struggles that spiraled into a devastating famine. A famine that was, in no small part, a consequence of the geopolitical tensions of the Cold War era. The Cold War eventually thawed. Under Gorbachev's leadership, the superpowers began to pull back. And this had its effects on Ethiopia. The withdrawal of superpower support contributed to the downfall of regimes in Mogadishu and Addis Ababa. While the world moved on from the Cold War, Ethiopia was left to grapple with its aftermath. The fallout of the Cold War had deeply embedded itself into the fabric of the nation, influencing its political, social, and economic landscapes. The ethnic politics that the Cold War intensified are still a source of conflict today. The aftershocks of the Cold War era continue to influence Ethiopia's current situation. Even though the Cold War is a chapter of the past, understanding its dynamics is crucial for comprehending the challenges Ethiopia faces today. The echoes of the Cold War, it seems, are far from silent. Ethiopia's tribal constitution, a document meant to unite, but has it only divided further? This is the question that looms large as we delve deeper into the heart of Ethiopia's political landscape. The tribal constitution was conceived with a noble intention in mind, to bind the diverse tribes of Ethiopia together under a common banner of unity and mutual respect. It sought to acknowledge and celebrate the rich tapestry of cultures that make up the country, giving each tribe a voice in the governance of the nation. Yet the journey from intention to implementation has been fraught with challenges. In the Amhara region, for instance, the tribal constitution has been met with resistance. Many there feel that it undermines their historical dominance and sidelines them in the political narrative of the country. This has spurred a sense of disenfranchisement, leading to a rise in Amhara nationalism. In the Oromo and Tigray regions, the situation is no less complex. The constitution's promise of tribal autonomy has often clashed with the reality of centralized power. The Oromo, despite being the largest ethnic group in Ethiopia, have long felt marginalized. This has led to growing calls for an Oromo Spring, a movement for greater autonomy and representation. Meanwhile, in Tigray, the constitution's promise of self-governance has been tested by the central government's military intervention, sparking a conflict that has sent shockwaves through the region and beyond. These internal issues reveal a recurring theme: a disconnect between the Constitution's promise of tribal unity and the reality of political power play. The tribal constitution, in essence, has become a battleground where different tribes vie for recognition, representation, and resources. These constitutional challenges have set the stage for the ongoing tribal conflicts in Ethiopia. The tribal constitution was meant to be a bridge between the diverse tribes, but it seems to have turned into a wall, dividing them further. It's a stark reminder that the road to unity is often more complex than the map suggests. From a historical perspective, we now return to present-day Ethiopia, a nation, it seems, caught in the clutches of its own past. The political landscape is a battleground where moderate voices struggle to be heard over the clamor of extremism. Issues of nationalism and tribalism, once thought relics of a bygone era, persistently rear their heads, shaping the direction of the country's political discourse. The struggle is not limited to the political sphere. It seeps into the fabric of everyday life, affecting the very way people live and interact. Tribal conflicts, for instance, are no longer just a feature of history books. They are a living, breathing reality for many Ethiopians who find themselves caught in the crossfire of these age-old disputes. And then there's the matter of basic needs. More than half of Ethiopia's population lacks access to clean drinking water, a staggering fact that underlines the severity of the situation. For these people, every day is a battle for survival, a fight for the most basic of human necessities. The tribulations of the Amhara, Oromo, and Tigray regions offer a glimpse into the internal struggles plaguing the country. Calls for constitutional reform echo in the quarters of power, but the path to meaningful change is fraught with obstacles. Yet amidst the challenges, there is resilience. Ethiopia, after all, is a nation that has weathered countless storms. Its people carry the weight of their history, but also the hope for a better tomorrow. They are the testament to the human spirit's ability to endure, to strive, and to aspire. The story of Ethiopia is a complex tapestry, woven with threads of history, conflict, and hope. Ethiopia's story is far from over. This narrative is a complex tapestry, woven with threads of history, politics, and the resilience of its people. It's a story that demands our attention, our understanding, and our engagement. It's a story that isn't just about Ethiopia, but about the world. As we've journeyed through Ethiopia's past, present, and potential future, we've seen a landscape marked by struggle, by change, and by hope. The challenges are real. The echoes of the Cold War, the implications of the tribal constitution, the current state of affairs. But so too are the opportunities for understanding, dialogue, and action. It's not enough to simply observe from a distance. We must engage, we must learn, we must understand. It's not just about knowing the facts, but understanding the context, the nuances, the human stories. It's about recognizing that the struggles in Ethiopia are part of a larger global narrative. So let's not just watch, let's engage, let's question, let's learn. Let's challenge ourselves to understand more, to do more, because in understanding, we find empathy. In learning, we find perspective. In action, we find hope. Knowledge is power. Empower yourself and others by delving deeper into the story of Ethiopia. The world is watching, and so should you.